welcome to Lancer tonight. Dun dun dun. Session 25. Bam, there's my face. So, we're getting into it tonight. Tonight is the session before last. So we have this session and next session. Unfortunately, tonight, it's just going to be the two of us that we know of. Our third compatriot has missed. They were coming, and we don't know where they're at. So we're just going to display what it looks like to have two people playing at a time. So it'll probably be a short session. But we're going to play for a little bit anyway. So, first thing you do as a GM, DM, whoever, whatever your system you're playing, you only get one person to show up and you guys say, F it, we ball. You got to ask your players what kind of session they want to run. Because there's a couple ways you can run these sessions. I know this is not generally how I do my setup for introductions and talking and all that fun stuff. But Iron, if you're free to answer a question, what kind of session do you want to run tonight? Session before last.
You could have told me this before we started things.
I could have, but I wanted to talk about what we're doing things.
You're just putting me on the spot here. Also, I sent that image.
I'm checking it out currently.
It is that bad.
No.
Oh, crap. We had a fairly combat intensive one last session, didn't we?
Yeah, so there's a bit of roleplay, and then you guys were fighting out in the desert versus that giant thing that you cook bad and take names.
We managed to break it. We managed to do the good.
This one, so we were talking about Gundam movies and whatnot. And this one uses Starship Trooper armor. I remember this. Yes.
Yes, this is Gundam G Savior. It is a live action one that I think came in on 2000.
It's rough. It's rough.
It is rough. The Gundam look itself is all right, but I think I distinctly remember this one, that the Savior Gundam had like rollerblades built into the feet.
Or something dumb. Yeah, it was.
I think I very distinctly remember that.
If I remember correctly, it felt like someone was trying to wear Godzilla costumes. You know what I mean? Like just
but all of the Gundams were by themselves, like actually, they were all CG'd. Yeah. It wasn't awful CG for the time. Like it was passable, but
I disagree.
I had watched Starship Troopers beforehand, and I only recently found this one. I know Starship Troopers. This one is weird. And on this, in this case, the like CG for the Gundams looked. It had that thing where everything had like the luster toned down, like so everything looked dingy. But the lighting and everything like that was very bright, so you would get the really different contrast. Like here, I'll just send you another image. But to answer your question, let's have an opposite session. Let's go from a really combat intensive one to, I don't know, maybe a more roleplay think heavy.
Okay, that's perfectly okay because the polls for this week lend to that well. We're supposed to meet the new leaders of the planet that basically will be replacing once we finish kicking these pirates in the ass. And we're being introduced to a new section of the planet.
Yes, the bad side. The side where everything's constantly on fire.
Well, so we're already there. But I'm going to introduce another part to that side because it's the last bit of the story is it's going to be fun.
Oh no.
But for those watching, you want to give them a recap of what happened a month ago?
I will attempt.
Do your best. I believe in you.
So we went out into the desert to try and investigate. I believe it was like a weird signal or something like that. No, we went there to destroy a factory or a prototype weapon.
Yes, that was attacking one of our factories. So on the far side,
we went to go destroy. Yeah, okay. So we went to go protect a factory that was being attacked by a prototype weapon and destroy said prototype weapon, which we managed to do, fairly, reckless style, as we are wont to do, with lots of explosives and saying, "Hey, you do this, I will melt the armor, and then you just shoot him with the rail cannon."
And it worked pretty well, if I remember correctly.
I think so. Yeah,
pretty sure
we got banged up. I mean, the thing did not go down easy, that's for sure. But we survived. So whatever doesn't kill you, I guess.
Right, brings you up a license
And
level.
we are now level 11 currently.
11. Yep. And then
And
for
we
the
will get the final level this one, and we will ascend to godhood.
right, yeah, I was gonna say for those of you watching, like I said before, this is the last couple episodes, so we're kind of gonna artificially level up, kind of like we've been doing this whole time. Because generally, when we play a real session, we're gonna—I shouldn't say a real session, a paid session. You'll generally double the amount of time that we've played, uh, just because of you want to hit like 3 or 4 missions for an actual mission assignment is kind of the layout for late game stuff, and we've kind of been like, you get 2 or 1, and then we're moving forward because we're running out of time. Running out of time, running out of players.
Yeah. We got a set period of time. If you don't do it, well, sorry, sucks to suck.
Yeah, exactly. Sucks to suck. But sucking to suck aside, let's get into it. So you are repairing at uh the lock is what we're gonna call this place, right? Because it's the only entrance to the underground area of this planet where the resources are safely mined, right? So it's got a big open area that lets ships in and out for transport and so on and so forth. And there's a large airfield that you guys were basically fighting over for all the ships that are taking off and flying to the other side of the planet or taking off into space or that kind of stuff, right? So it's been pretty busy, but because of all the attacks going on, it slowed way down. Since you guys have assumedly defeated the threat, we are going to kind of calm it down a little bit. Everything's calm. You guys are pretty much in control of everywhere on the planet, right? So this last lock area wasn't under anyone's control, and people were just working because they need to produce things because the machine never stops. Uh, but with you guys defending it and making sure it wasn't cut off by the enemy and all that fun stuff, you basically secured about 70% of the planet that is under your guys' control in some form or another.
And we officially have we have the orbit like 100%
Yes,
basically.
100%. Yep, orbit is in your thing. You guys completed your mission months ago at this point of rescuing the Baron's kid from these pirates. You haven't really dove into that side of things, so I'm going to give you two opportunities here. You can dive into that side of the story and kind of garner more information with your free time activities and stuff like that, because that's what we're going to start with this session is free time activities.
Okay.
Or you can dive into what's remnant of the enemies and figure out how to kick their ass here and now. But since it's just me and you going back and forth in character, we'll probably get through both of them. So it's more like, where do you want to start comparatively to what do you want to do?
I mean, considering the fact that we just fought a giant freaking, I can't even call it like a mech. It's more like just a weird like giant walker thing.
it was what was it? I mean, we used a Tarask as the model.
We used a giant Tyrannid.
Yeah.
We used a Carnifex as a model.
Carnifex, yeah.
It was a weird bio thing.
But
did you say it was one, or was it just like a fully mechanical? I think
no, it was 100% fully mechanical. It was just that was
okay.
The closest thing design wise I had to it.
It's that, but
robot
metal.
Robot.
That, but robot. Yeah. So considering that hurt quite a bit, and I vaguely remember getting slapped around by that.
Oh,
I'm gonna say
everybody got slapped around. Even me and Big Bertha over there got our shit kicked in.
I'm gonna say let's go and find more out about the. We'll start there.
Right. So as a plus note from us,
gotta hope that they don't have any other special special surprises they're keeping hidden for us.
Right.
Oh,
so as a side note, just to push the story forward, the mech that you were currently using is going to be MIA until it's repaired. So you've been issued a shorthand new mech, which explains the license level up, and you are rocking whatever new mech you are rocking if you picked one up.
I will have to change to a different mech though, right?
Yes, preferably.
Okay.
Like I am now rocking the Pegasus, at least
In
for
that
this
case,
mission.
I'm gonna rock the Nelson.
Ooh, Nelson it up. You rocking a spear with him or a sword or what? What's your fighting style? Just out of curiosity.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna do spear. I'm gonna have to change it a little bit. I'm gonna be a lot more fast and pokey, but a lot less damage. Actually, you know what I could do? Um, did I just? I did just get that thing. Come on, load.
I, on the other
Mm,
hand, have not changed too much. Armor's worse in this thing than the big boy, but I'm a couple speed faster. Got better
yeah,
evasion.
that's just the nature of Pegasus.
And the guns. The
However,
guns are
you
so
have
weird.
gun.
Yeah, I got the
You
mimic
have gun.
gun, a rail gun, a smart gun, and then
Vorpal gun is weird.
I don't even think I have the Vorpal gun because that's the tier 3 version. I only have the tier 2.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I have the mimic gun.
Mm. Okay.
Toss some dice out on the thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably the most I'll need of that kind of dice. Now I need at least 1d20. We're going to be super lazy with dice tonight. In case I have to use 48 dice to pretend to have cloud cover. Snail is not here to leave a snail trail. Thank goodness.
Mm.
So, with that, still need a decision. Are we gonna go find out a little bit of information about why the heck we're here and why the heck we've done all this stuff, or are we gonna find some information about our enemy winemies?
Enemies.
Enemies. All right, cool beans.
We're gonna figure out if they've got any more surprises in store.
That's a solid choice. All right, so going to our action economy stuff again. This is going to be your downtime session while mechs are getting repaired and all that other fun stuff. What are you doing? Hey, and
Mm.
since my thing is in, I'm going to give you 3 downtime actions instead of 2.
Oh boy.
And we'll just flippy flop back and forth if that's all right with you.
Oh boy. Let us. Grabbing the list. Let's get some information.
Get some information. All right. Um. So I guess on that question is how gather information. Never mind. All right, roll it.
I'm going to investigate. Let's see what I roll. All right, that is plus. What's my bonus at now? Okay.
Plus 4, 6, 6.
Yeah, it's still plus. No, it's plus 4 because it won't jump up.
Till
Because I
next
think we
level.
max out at plus 5
Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking something else. I'm thinking
at
something.
level
Sorry.
12.
No, our attack bonus is plus 6.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, not attack bonus. Like grit. Or not grit.
Yeah, grit. Grit 6.
Is it? Yeah. Is it? Because
I'll
you roll
look
the
and make
base
sure I'm
dice
not
and
crazy up here, but I'm pretty sure we're grit 6. Yeah, pilot grit plus 6. So we're at
okay.
max grit.
Ah, level 11 is max grit. Weird. All right. Well, no harm, no foul. Let's roll it. Plus 6. 19.
19! You find what you're looking for, but choose one. Leave clear evidence of your rummaging, or you have to dispatch someone or implicate someone innocent to avoid attention.
I'll leave it. I'll leave clear evidence.
Okay, at this point you just don't care that people find what you're finding. All right, cool. So what kind of
Well, I
information are
mean,
you trying to
why
snag?
would it? I'm not sure why it would matter. at this point.
Right at this point, people know who he is.
We know who he is.
Which actually pulls into my trauma.
Oh boy.
The known entity, right? The space scar.
Hunted.
Yeah. So, what info are you trying to snag?
Just info on basically where they are.
Okay, so, you have been hearing rumors from the miners and whatnot, that they've been hearing machines operating in schedules in areas of the mine below the lock that aren't supposed to have stuff and things that were closed down quite some time ago. And every scout team that's been sent down there to check them out has not returned.
Well, that's already a big red flag.
Yes.
All right, it is now Hex's turn.
Hexy Dexy. Should I get focused one last time and just
You should. You lost an opportunity when you first started this campaign to make him Texas or give him a Texan accent.
I did. You're right. Next time. Hex will come back eventually, and the next time I play this is some old grumpy asshole. It'll be great.
He's gonna try and hide. He's gonna try and hide the fact that he was a war hero, and his name is gonna be Tex.
Yes.
That's it. It's Tex. He's gotten a hat. He hasn't even grown a beard. It's been like a month since
Yes.
the Reckless Five have disbanded.
Yes.
Just like it wasn't 5 of us, there was 2 of us towards the end. The other ones went off on their own adventures, left me with a grumpy one that has some serious anger issues.
So I'm going to take the get focused ability, and
Okay.
upgrade my dancing to its final ultimate +6. Show him the moves.
I know you said dancing, but my brain autocorrected to Danzig, and I'm just like, okay, you're just gonna be a full-on metal singer. You do you.
Hell yeah! All right, your turn.
I'm going to. Let's say for the second one, I'm gonna go and try and get a reserve. Obtain something.
How would you like to try and obtain said something? Are you going to?
I'm gonna
get
try
connected,
and
scrounge and barter, power to cost, get creative,
um
go to a gunfight.
I think scrounge a barter.
Okay.
So get barter and
Roll your
plus
d20.
6 is 23.
All right.
17 plus 6. Yes.
That's a critical. When you get what you're looking for with no problem. That's like the first time we've ever rolled above a 20 on scrounge and barter. Usually we like lose our dignity. So what kind of reserve are you trying to get?
Well, we don't know what's going on in there. So maybe like a I'm trying to think something that would be good because it's underground.
Correct.
I'm debating either a radio, like an extra strong radio, so we can let them know what we found,
Okay.
or something to basically say, no, I'm blocking this portion off.
Okay.
Maybe some charges.
Okay,
Like,
so I was gonna say if we go to our tactical reserves here, trying to look at something that's it's in. I don't know if this would fall under access or not. Usually that's for getting into places, but maybe this is for
well, do we
denying locations.
actually? Let me ask a different question because I can't remember if you said yes or no a while ago. Do we have access into the lock right now?
Yes.
Okay, then maybe what was the bombardment? Is that one?
Yeah, that's a orbital strike from the ships hanging out above us.
Either something like that, or like you know how we could get like a missile, just
Uh-huh.
reflavor it to be like a extra strong mining charge or something.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll just make it a custom reserve, and you can add that to your character.
Yeah, we'll just say
Call it.
I'll if all else fails, I throw it there and we just book it the other way, and I'm just like I'll blow it and we'll
Okay.
collapse that portion
So
and pray.
yeah. So go ahead and roll me a d6 and make it a d3. You know what I mean? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, okay. D6 is here. D6 says D6 says 2.
Okay, so you only get one of these.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
No, I mean, let me rephrase that. D6 rolled a 4. What I mean is I get a 2.
Gotcha. Okay,
Sorry.
so you get 2 of these things.
Heck yeah, I got 2 really scary bombs now strapped to my very fast mech. This won't go bad at all.
Nope, never.
There's a Chekhov's gun somewhere, and I can hear it slowly clicking.
Clicking for sure.
It's definitely a revolver. Something's gonna happen.
So I am going to do. I'm going to get connected to kind of push forward our narrative story rise stuff.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the small legion of what is essentially our logistics, which are all now fairly competent and now militia.
Yeah, I was going to
Just
say
in case something goes wrong.
we gave up on that last session just because it's like we don't need it. We're already the guys in charge, and we
Yeah,
have the
we
backup
basically
and
made
support.
sure like, hey, yeah, we
Ooh.
essentially made sure that we don't need them. However, knowing that they are there is good.
So, with our plus grit and all that fun stuff, I rolled a 19, so I get a total of 25. Your contact will help you. No strings attached. Treat this result as a 19 through 20 the next time you take this action. You need to be within comms range or somewhere you can have a good old fashioned face to face conversation. So, with that,
Very good.
I get us a connection with the Baron's the Baron directly.
Oh, the one whose son we rescued?
Yes. So
Heck
we get
yeah.
to have a conversation with him. My
We're
downtime
gonna
action
have
is
a bunch
setting
of
all
very
that up.
powerful people owe us a lot of favors.
Yeah,
We're calling in that favor now.
possibly. All right, your turn. Action number 3.
Uh, you just got information for that side of the narrative. I just got some additional things when we go in. Uh, let's get focused.
Okay, what are you trying to learn while you're getting focused?
I am going to learn. I'm gonna talk to the miners and see if I can figure out some of their tips and tricks to be careful of when you go into a mine. Basically, things to see. Yeah, don't go over there. Be very careful when this happens, or
Okay,
stuff like that to prevent cave-ins, or look for this if you want to blow up a place.
gotcha. So we're
Kind of
gonna
goes hand in hand with the first one.
we are going to give that as another reserve, and that's going to be. Oh wait, no, you said get focused.
Yes. So I'm
So
trying to learn what would it
basic
be like?
mining
Yeah, basic mining
OSHA
not even
regulations.
etiquette, yeah, basic mining cautions. I'm gonna be watching those really funny work safety videos, but it's just gonna be for mines.
That works. So yeah, you'll have a
Uh,
+2 to any checks you got to make that relates to mine safety.
Sweet. Do we know if those stack on top of things? Like if I investigate and as well
No,
as investigate
no, it's
mine,
its
it
own
doesn't
thing.
stack.
But generally, when you have something specialized like that, and it's a non-combative thing, you get better results.
Yeah, fair enough.
And you can just call it mining, and we'll just generalize it. So anything that has to do with mining, you're gonna have a +2 in.
All right. Makes sense. Time for old Hex again.
X doesn't have anything. That's all three things for us. I
Oh,
don't.
is
I
it?
don't.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't.
no, it is. Oh, I thought I went first.
You did go first, and you get to go last. And you're in the
Yeah,
middle.
then
I was the jelly in between the bread, bro.
I thought you no, you got your dancing,
Yep.
and then you did the
Get connected.
yeah. So you have your third one.
I don't have three. I only get one.
Oh, you're just giving me the okay. I thought you said we were
I
both
get to
gonna.
give an ally one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I can also
I
I can
okay.
also take it myself, but I don't think I need it.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, you grabbed the dancing and the other one, so I think that's good.
Yep. I do have
Time
to
to progress the story.
I do have to get rid of our sniper team, unfortunately, because you know we used that last time to great effect.
Fine, we can collapse a cave down on us if it goes bad.
Yes. Okay. So, personal notes aside, we have a meeting with the Baron, who has finally made time to speak with the people that rescued his family and have been clawing back his planet for him.
Uh, he's a rich noble. He probably has like 30 kids.
Well, this one
This
was
is my fourth favorite son on my second mistress's side.
who knows? We're about to meet him. So we head up to the command deck of the lock, and we have a clear room. There's no one in here. It's just for us. And sitting on the far side of the table is a very tall, elderly redhead.
Hmm.
He looks at you guys, and besides his hair, he looks very different than the person we rescued quite some time ago. But standing not too far behind him is the person we rescued not so long ago, and one of our old comrades.
Hey, I don't remember her name. She's been gone for literally a year.
In game time, yeah.
Poor RJ. I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Is he good? I know he moved over for a new job.
Yeah,
Him and Frozen both got new jobs, so hopefully they're doing all right.
yes, both of them are doing good.
I
Frozen's
wish them all the
character is
best luck. I will be barbecuing the final enemy for them hopefully 2 weeks from now. I will do it in their name
yeah. I was gonna say
as if I needed an excuse.
the ally being there is actually a surprise because if you remember correctly, Von Jory died. Her flash clone stuff kept failing.
Huh. Yeah. I thought she managed to escape like fully.
No, she made it out of the combat alive, but destroyed her lungs in the process. And several sessions later, she uh, got the
Okay.
axe. But seeing another one of her is probably a tad bit disconcerting, or not. Maybe you're excited to see your old ally.
A little bit. A little bit. Yeah. I would say I'm excited to see my ally, mainly because, when you think somebody is dead and they come back, little exciting.
She before the others speak, she goes, "It's good to see you. Sorry for the deception. The thing that died on the planet was a flash clone. I heard it lost its lungs in combat, and flash clone stuff wasn't attaching to it because it already was one."
Ah. Well, it happened a while ago, but I'm glad that at least something good came out of it, other than
Yeah, command assigned me to take care of the kid for a while, make sure no one causes any irreparable harm while they're on the planet here. And I sent back uh what's her face? Jester. So we wouldn't have to worry about stuff. Which, if you remember, Jester's on our base doing stuff with the mechanics and whatnot. They basically giving up being a lancer to be a full time mechanic.
hmm.
But they're
I
alive.
mean,
They're still
with
here.
the additional like mech crews that we have gotten due to the reinforcements, yeah, I mean, makes sense. We already had kind of a skeleton crew to begin with.
Anyway, kid wanted to say thank you. So here's your meeting with Daddy-O. I'm gonna stop talking now and let you guys have a conversation. And the old man shakes his hand and it kind of pops up on the screen because they're not actually in the same room. The kid and Von Jory are somewhere else, and then yeah.
Is it like a
Mobile.
hologram or is it like on a monitor?
So
Are we doing this Star Wars style or are we doing this like Star Trek?
more Zoom meeting style, right? So like they popped up for
Star
a
Trek.
second, yeah, and then the other people popped on.
Oh god, Star Trek was closer to the truth. They even have Zoom. Ugh. Klingons definitely frickin' bootleg that one though.
Hey,
They didn't buy Winwar either.
that's okay. That's okay. So, as they prepared to speak, they go, first and foremost, I have been told that you, and you specifically, are the surviving members of the crew that has saved my son. Is that correct?
I'd nod. Indeed,
Hex
that's
nods.
true.
Well, thank you. Unfortunately, this conflict with my brother has been quite arduous. You hear some hey, they're not supposed to know about that in the background.
Hmm.
Oops, I've let something important slip. I'm sure these heroes here probably don't actually care though. So, gentlemen, since there's only two of you left from the original crew, how is the fight going?
Um, Trin is gonna kind of half take over as he's just gonna kind of like straighten up and like almost start first salute. He's just gonna say, fairly well. We have 75% of the planet completely under our control. We have the entire space area around said planet under our control. The only thing that yet remains is a small area that is inside what we have referred to as the lock. Wait,
In
do we refer to it, or is that what it's known as?
That's what it's known as.
Okay, as in the area referred to as the lock.
The lock, you say? Wait, you said you've recaptured 75% of the planet and system itself?
Indeed.
I know we sent you two cruisers, but we projected you guys only being done with about 10%, maybe a base station or two. Wasn't there only a squad's worth of you left or so from the or a company's worth of you left after your smiling heron, was it? Sparrow? What was the name of the first ship that we sent in? You hear some rustling in the background as they're
Um,
trying to tell him the name.
Out of character, I believe it was like the Smiling Crow.
It was Smiling Crow,
Yay. Been
yeah.
here for long enough. I better remember some of these things. And Waylon's going to pause for a moment, trying to like visibly collect his thoughts before he speaks again. Indeed, we only had about a company's worth of survivors from the original crash and wreckage of the Smiling Crow. However, we were trained to cultivate our own resources, and we've managed to gather up what was a decent sized fighting force from the remnants of that, as well as some volunteers that we've taken in voluntarily from the dissidents against your brother's reign, we'll say.
You hear a a voiceless face pop up on the screen. Hey, that whole brother thing is classified. Keep it to yourself, or you're gonna get executed.
Noted. He's gonna kind of look at like hexes and just like, wow, that's a first.
For you, is this your first time being threatened with execution? I
Oh
mean,
no, it's my first time that they actually said it.
ugh. Anyway,
They usually do a lot of the back and forth, tongue in cheek.
so gentlemen, you've earned a bit of my time, and I've asked a couple questions. Regardless of what the officers in the dark here would like to avoid telling you, I am willing to grant you some favor, shall we say, and you can use it now and get some information to your heart's content so you get to be in on the cool kids club to know what the heck is actually going on, or I can guarantee you some very comfortable positions after the last of said remnants are taken off the planet, which it seems like will be very soon for you if you continue the hard work. Hex will
Uh,
look over at you and be like, I'm curious AF. I always like to know things, but cushy job afterwards. That would imply that we survived this.
he nods and he's just kind of like thinking. In his head, he's thinking. Well, for one thing, the like layout of the lock is something that we can figure out. On the other one is completely dependent on us surviving. But we've pushed them back to the very end. So while that means they might not have a whole lot, it means they're going to throw everything at us. But
Well, I'll leave the option open then. How about we discuss this after the remnant is taken care of? You're gonna give up on knowing things right away, but if you survive, we'll double fold it a little bit better. How's that sound? Heck,
Waylon nods and he kind of looks over to Hex and he's just like, "You in?"
I'm in.
Just he gives him that look, like non-verbal, just kind of like, "You down?"
Well, then I will do you a favor now and make sure that your requisitions for the next bit are fully unlocked for you and your squad. So be sure to use what you can wisely. So, DM speak. That will give you your last license level at the end of the session.
Sweet, sweet. And Waylon's going to nod and this time, like, actually salute. We appreciate it, sir.
I appreciate the respect. Know that your friendly local baron is happy to work with Union officers as fantastic as you mech pilots. I owe you much gratitude, and I will hope to repay it and talk soon. Good luck getting that last, what'd you say, 25%?
Indeed.
Fantastic. Goodbye. And he turns off the thing.
Goodbye.
His son pops up. Hey, again, thanks. I'm safe. We're on a Union ship in some place I can't talk about. There's a lot of these weird Oni personnel. They're not Oni. What's the Union version of Oni?
The Union version of Oni? Ocean?
Is that what they're called? Ocean?
No, Ocean's the people that actually make sure you're following, like, safety protocols
No,
at,
no,
like, a
no, no, no.
construction.
They're like the CIA for the Union.
I don't know. You
The
could just call them, like, some weird spec ops group.
Oh no, they have
Or
a
just
name.
say just guys with, like, sunglasses, like,
Yeah,
make them
yeah.
sound like
Those ones. They're the distinct department though. I can't remember their name.
Here
We'll just say
comes
that
the man in black.
I think it's the UFB, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, whatever. UFBI.
I'm not familiar.
I gotta read through the lore again. Gosh dang it.
It's
But
been a bit.
yes, it has. Anyway, one of them pops up on the screen and says, "All right, the Baron is giving you permission to know enough, but we expect you to hold this in confidence. Also, our local agent on board the Tempest Mori has indicated that you guys are in need of some extra intel on uh, what you
The
are.
lock.
Well, not the lock itself, but the forces that you have left to deal with.
Yes.
Okay, well, I've been told I can tell you about this one just because it is kind of our fault. There was a weapon being tested on site under the lock quite some time ago, called the Reacher. It is a full survival style spacecraft that has a burrowing speed of quite a bit. It's meant to be able to dig through planets without slowing down too much. That way, it can go straight through things in direct line in between the rings. There's been some talk and whatnot that the pirates may have commandeered and modified it for use in this conflict. So, if you have a chance to get rid of said thing, we would owe you a favor as well. Off the books, of course.
See?
All
Can you
right.
speak a little bit more about what exactly it might be armed with?
Well, that's the thing. It's not going to be armed with anything besides its heavy mining drills. It's a transport vessel. Now, what they have on the inside of it, I can't tell you. I know it outloads with a single escape vessel for traveling. A small spaceship for 5 to 10 people. But it's got a full crew quarters. It's got some living habitat stuff, a command deck, entertainment room, and then a large med bay. It's about a quarter size of a regular destroyer.
Ship, but all right.
Yeah, we called it. It's called the Beetle. It's a round looking thing. It looks real weird. Last we saw it, it was silver, but you never know. They could have painted it since then.
All right. Duly noted. He's gonna look over to Hex. Is like, you got any other questions?
Oh no, I ain't asking any questions of those people. Yeah, you don't talk to the dudes in black corners. They end up telling you bad things.
Well, they just told us they have a giant drilling ship. All right. Any potential other ideas on the current forces or forces that were not yet dealt with that might be within the lock?
Uh,
Basically, do they know about any like forces that were pulled back that they hadn't like eliminated?
so you guys were sent. You guys hound dogged the forces we knew about, with that big giant thing that you guys blew up allegedly. We've sent recon scouts from the ships to scan stuff, and we haven't found anything crazy. I mean, there's a couple pockets in the city that are holding out that are still very anti Baron sentiment, but I don't think uh, the majority of the loyalists and whatnot are too concerned with his return to power and whatnot.
All right.
So, yeah, to his knowledge, he'll probably come back in about a year. For you guys, if we're being realistic about this, less than a month. If you decide to be unkind to the traders, shall we say, which is our encouragement. I don't really like traders, so if you guys can stamp them all out while we're not there, all the better. Wink, wink, smiley face. You hear what I'm saying?
I see.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, none of this ever happened besides your conversation with the Baron and his son. Um, I wish you the best of luck, and I'll be seeing you. You won't be seeing me, as it leans into the would-be light and then cuts off before you see his face. Hex will look over to you and go, "Well, that was weird.
Yeah,
Did he
but
just tell us to kill civilians? Is that what he was saying?"
I think he told us to kill resistance. Not as in resistance to the last 25%. I think he's telling us to kill the traders.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. I just making sure I didn't mishear that.
No, we both didn't hear that. What are you talking about?
Right, yeah, the conversation. Yeah, right, the conversation never happened. Yeah.
He's just
Shit.
he's gonna kind of like lightly punch Hex in the shoulder. It's just like, yep, let's just keep it that way. Keeps things nice and simple.
What do you want to tell the others?
Um, we have our tasking, I guess, and then we'll just tell them everything about the things that we don't know
So,
and and aren't supposed to know.
right. So, as we are getting ready to go, Snail's character, will actually tell you that she will not be accompanying with you guys for a little bit, as she has some personal stuff back in her home city to deal with, and is going back there with the swiftness. So Apama will not be with us for a tad bit, so she deals with whatever needs to be dealt with. Jackie, on the other hand, left you guys a note. It says, "I'm off to take pictures. Keep safe. I'm taking my mech."
I'm assuming we're both discovering this as we're like walking into their quarters.
Yep.
Wayler's just gonna turn and look at him and is like, every time. We've had how many members of this squad?
Like 7,
Why
including me
do
again.
they all? One blew themselves up.
Uh-huh.
One pretended to die and then didn't. And then
Uh-huh.
everybody else just kind of poof.
I mean, uh, but Jester's still alive. She's just doing other things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's what I mean by poof. They just kind of do something else. Is it my fault? Am I doing something wrong?
Well, I mean, we did have that
Is
crazy
it burning people on a state? I feel like it's burning people.
It might be burning people.
I
I
don't know.
I giggle for a second or laugh and go. This kind of reminds me of right before the guards left. There's a whole bunch of people that just kind of went and did their own thing once things calmed down. Uh, but
I
you never
mean,
knew who was going to be there in the morning, if they were going to get on one of those transports and take off when they had their freedom, or if they were going to stick around. I think
I guess that.
half of our issue is most of the people that we picked up are planet siders, so like they have interest here. They're not like me or you, where we're just we got stuck here because our ship crashed. Besides Jester's there, and then Von Jory apparently accompanied the kid into space. I didn't even know that was a thing. But it explains how she got back and fought that crab thing so fast. Because remember, she took off with the kid, and we're like, oh, she'll be back in like 2 weeks, and then she was there the next day and then died. So like, wild.
Explains a few things.
But
Um,
what about
I
the
don't
wolf?
really
What about the wolf guy that was with us recently? The
I
whole
mean,
what? Yeah, what the heck?
there's it's been a thing. At this point, I'm fairly certain one of us is cursed.
Do you want to Rochambeau for it? Because I'm pretty sure it's not me. I'm pretty darn lucky.
Yeah, at this point, I think both of our lucks are just, or both of our luck might be in the red. I don't know. The fact that we managed to survive an entire like battleship being blown up.
That we got nuked and all of us survived because we were in the crater.
We blew up another battleship and survived.
Yeah, that was the second one though. That was we did that on
We did
purpose.
get shot through orbit, though. That's what I'm talking about. We were in the infirmary for months.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Um,
But we
we
lived
fought a giant experimental crab robot
twice.
multiple times. Then
Yeah,
we fought that giant other crab robot. That
it,
was
re-
a new one.
it reminded me of those old Godzilla movies.
Oh, I love those ones, especially that. Oh God, what was the?
Shin Godzilla.
No, no, no. It was one of the ones that came after that.
Uh,
It was between the weird ones with the monkey that came. It was from the same makers as Shin Godzilla. It was the newer one that it came out before.
mine,
Like the
minus one,
17 other ones that came out along the
minus
years.
minus one.
I think it's that one. Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember that one. Ah, yeah. Maybe that's
IRL.
why I'm a little desensitized to.
I gotta,
Hmm.
I gotta watch that movie still. It's still in theaters
I've
up here.
watched it. It's pretty good.
I can't wait. I was gonna
Yeah,
take
I
my
mean,
kiddo, except for it's not.
we're at what, like 104 different Godzilla movies so far?
I don't know, but they're all great, so it doesn't matter.
No, that's Waylon talking in
Oh,
person character. We're at like 107 Godzilla movies. That last one that came out, what was it? It was like I don't even remember. It
Mothra the
wasn't from
27th.
Legendary. I think
Mothra the 27th.
it was.
She's out for
Oh yeah, I
blood.
remember it. It was Shin Kong. I knew chimpanzees were terrifying, but I didn't think making them. Nah, you know what? That makes sense. Making them a giant thing and giving them an insane bloodlust. Yeah, that'd do it. That'd do it. Mutant monkey would do it. How long are we gonna keep this bit going?
As long as you want, because it's making me giggle. Gosh dang it.
uh,
Um.
we
So
have we have some serious issues now. If we've got most of our team out doing who knows whatever else, one's taking pictures, the other one's trying to support our increased like mechs and logistical things. I feel like part of it is what you're saying, where most of our crew is now native here, and the other ones who weren't have already gone in passing or done something else.
right. So like T's still out and about causing havoc, but he's working on those AI construct super center things. Remember?
Yeah.
Um.
Then we have the whole issue of it's actually, while it has gotten busier, it's gotten calmer, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I mean, let's face it, it's not five of us against an entire planet anymore.
Right. Which
Which
is a
is why
plus.
I feel like that's why I'm still surprised that they're coming to us and saying, hey, you and you alone are going to do this. Not complaining, but
I think that just means we need a promotion because they can still pull that bullshit. Um,
yeah.
the fact that we don't outrank the flying captain up there on the Tempest Mori is the problem. So, friend,
Indeed.
what?
How are we gonna make up the numbers now that we're down, you know, three other people?
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. What?
Palma's gone, Jester's doing something else, and
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
went out to go take pictures.
But what if we just scalpel our way through this last little bit, right? Because they just told us about the beetle thing, right? And we're
Yeah.
already me and you are already here at the lock. So instead of waiting a week for everyone to get done with their junk, what if me and you go down there and figure out that?
I
Or
mean,
or hear me out. We talk to resistance leaders and other people to garner support for finding this thing and taking it down. Um
let's be completely honest. The last time we end up scalpeling something, it was more like a. It was the most botched surgical operation you could do. Like bad enough that I'm fairly certain someone would have lost a limb, and there would be lawsuits.
that's a fair point, but it still
I
hurts
mean,
my
we
feeling.
blew up an entire battleship. Granted, it was a cruiser that was, retrofitted, but being stealthy is not necessarily our forte. So
Right.
we could attempt.
But it's me and you. The not stealthy ones aren't here.
Mm,
Stealth is my specialty as I point at my my new mech that has a another generator, a cloaking generator on it.
he's just gonna yeah, until it's not, and he's gonna point to like the currently like being reconstructed you know the mech that you used beforehand. That is the largest thing in the hangar. I'm imagining it's big enough to the fact where they had to add additional like catwalks and stuff, like another level.
It's just outside. The guy
It's like
paints on the
no,
ship.
it's inside, but it's like it has to kneel.
Uh,
It has to kneel, and they have like special like really rickety catwalks that they put on the already existing catwalks in order to get on top of it.
yeah, well, you take what you
And I
get, right?
mean, we can be stealthy outside of our mechs. We've done that before, but I don't know if that would be the smartest thing going into this. So I'm gonna say let's try and drum up some support.
Okay.
All else fails, hopefully we get those promotions that were promised to us.
Yeah,
We
right.
might be actually able to relax for a bit more than I don't know. Honestly, I feel like the largest break we had was when we were both in the hospital from that explosion.
I 100% agree, unfortunately.
I think that
But
was like 4 months.
I don't really remember, to be honest. Every time I think about that, my brain fuzzes. So I try not to think
You
about it.
did have head trauma. You were doing this like one-eyed mummy thing where you just had the one thing and like a straw.
Yeah.
By the way, how was the, new metal plate in your jaw?
It's fine until you say something about it, and then it hurts. So
Oh,
we'll go
don't
from
worry.
there.
I'm fairly certain 90% of like my hip and rib is nothing but metal at this point. Good
Well,
point is I think I'm now bulletproof to small arms. Bad thing is when it gets cold, it hurts.
one of these days they're gonna make an organic metal, and then everything will be fine, right?
Yeah,
So
it would be nice.
drum up support. So you want to head like to the main city and see if we can talk to the political leaders there, or should we go back to the one of our bases and like go bug Jester and her crew? Um,
Um, I don't know. Maybe Jester might have. Remember how we originally saved the leader of the resistance, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We haven't really called in that favor.
Okay.
Not really. We kind of just worked alongside them, not necessarily like calling it in.
Right. Yeah,
So,
us
if
personally
anybody would know
haven't
where she
used it.
is,
Hmm.
I think Jester would have the best bet.
Well, I'm. Yeah. We could probably call her here and get the information
Yeah,
that
let's go
way.
find a terminal.
I
I
point to the
think
room
that
we're in.
well, that one's oh no, don't go over to that. That one's got mm, unmentionables on it.
What? Why? This is a public room. Who does that?
That guy.
Gross.
He's only got overalls on.
Easy access. Nice.
Oh,
I can appreciate that.
uh, no, he only has a. You can. There's a hole. Like his entire left cheek is hanging out. Okay, I'm just gonna go over here.
Okay. So we make it over to the display terminal and ring up Jester. And to yada yada past this a little bit, Jester gives us the information we're looking for. She tells you that the resistance leader is on one of the Aquarian bases on the far side, and she's been rooting out enemy submarines basically from a command center. And apparently, she's very, very good at what she does. So,
Hunting
plus
for submarines with hand grenades and 50 calibers, just like Ernest Hemingway.
that man was a menace and a legend.
That man had a lot of things going. I don't know if any of them were necessarily good, but he had a lot of things going. Anyway, I'm gonna say we head over there and you know
So
drum up our support.
this Aquan base looks very familiar to the one that we raided quite some time ago. It is a different one, but the layout is almost identical. So we land in the hangar. We don't have our mechs with us currently. We are just yahoos on a ship basically. We get landed down to the lower hangar, offload all stuff, enter into what looks to be an officer's rooms, a couple decks in, and sitting on the table playing some pool, looking like they're having a great time, is a very familiar face. As soon as we round the corner, her happy-go-lucky smile goes from "oh." So she straightens up, looks important, uh, and greets us somewhat cordially. Hello, Reckless Five. That's still your guys' moniker.
Mhm.
It's been
It is, but at this point, I think we're down to like 2 people temporarily.
it's unfortunate. Is my savior still alive?
Yep.
Well, that's good. So what brings you down here? We weren't expecting you.
He's kind of gonna look to Hex. He's like, "You're better at talking to people than I am,
Well,
especially being charismatic." So he's just kind of like gonna step back, and he's just like,
all right.
you know what? You do your thing.
I'm gonna do my thing. So I am going to. Oh man, none of my things. I'm gonna read a situation before I start talking. 17 plus 4, so 20. I critical. Ha ha ha.
Hang
So
on,
I'm
heck
able to
yeah.
tell that she is on edge from us being here, and it might just be that we are a reminder of what happened to her and her comrades 6 months ago.
Very
Um,
valid.
and
Very
so
valid.
we're not in danger. She's just up in arms because we're here.
Yep.
So as we get to talking, and I'm explaining, I'm gonna again yada yada past the dialogue, so I'm not talking to myself the entire time.
Yep.
Um, she is interested in helping, but we'll need specifics on what we need and what we're looking for. Most of her resources currently are underwater based, but as she knows plenty of people, she can at least send us in the right direction.
A potential layout, like a map of the inside of the lock, would probably be a good place to start, as well
Um,
as maybe some idea of buildings that are inside there.
well, my remembrance of the lock, I haven't been there in person since I was a kid, but there shouldn't be any buildings down low, for the exception of the material transport uh, elevators. Um, the rest of it is all just mined stone and dirt and earth and so on and so forth. Because of how heavy mineral deposited it is, there's basically no loose dirt. Um, you'll get loose ore from time to time, but basically you're going to be standing on some sort of metal the entire time. There's no like loose ground after the first 2 levels. It is dense, and there's so much stuff that they basically gave up trying to mine it all out and use some of it as flooring. So there's no real buildings. There's just solid structures. So like destroying something there would be hard to say the least. Um, but I know the foreman's son, and he might be able to talk to his father to get you guys a map. But they're over there, obviously, so you'd have to meet them in person for that. I don't think that's something they would hand out, uh, especially to someone who's halfway across the planet. But
Makes sense.
I can put in a good word for you at least.
Hmm,
Um, anything
that
else?
would help. Um,
Hex
what do they use in? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hex is gonna look at you and say, that, "That makes sense to me."
Same to me too. Would you also put forward the word to him potentially about telling us some of the equipment that they use to mine things out there?
Yeah, but I can tell you that they've been using the same
Okay.
stuff since I was a kid. So there are three main diggers that they use. There's the hand diggers that are basically big giant laser beams that have a 10 foot uh lethal range, as the easiest way to put it. Uh, that are used to mine the rock itself. There are handcart diggers, which are 3-man crew vehicles that basically have a bigger version of the single man thing, and a transport for either extra personnel or to take to the elevators. And then there's the ground moles, which are the uh, full size digger units that are down there that excavate a tunnel at a time. They're slow, but they eat through just about anything and pre-process the ore to make it into usable materials almost instantaneously. I think there are 4 of them down there that are on and off uh, consistently.
He's gonna nod and he's gonna look to Hexing if he's got anything else. Like that pretty much told Waylon that we're probably gonna have to expect those, 4 coming in and trying to eat us rather than rock. But, you know,
Okay.
that's about it for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't have any good questions.
All right.
It's not
I
like
think
well
that'll be
that
it.
without the buildings we won't need access codes or anything like that. So once we're in the lock, there's no stopping us per se. But that also
Not
means
unless
my
they have a
sneaking
lot of
idea
things
would have
to
been a
throw
bad
at
choice.
us. Not unless they have a lot of things to throw at us, which it's less than 25. So who knows what they're gonna do and who knows how desperate they are. I'm expecting those 4 moles to start heading towards us, though. They'll be an issue.
I don't know. You'd think the foreman would have told us when we were there beforehand, though, if the moles were acting up or whatever, right? I mean, I know we're
Not acting
yahoos.
up, but when you have the entirety of the enemies down there with only 25% and getting desperate, they're gonna resort to any means necessary.
Well, I mean, they're not all out there, right? Oh, excuse me, says Hex. Um, I mean, there's some that are holed up in the cities over here on this side. There's just a larger force down there, right?
Yeah.
Is our assumption from the uh
Info? Yeah.
Oofy guys. Oofy.
As
That's what
far
we're
as
gonna
I can
call them.
tell.
They're not Oni. They're not CIA. They're Oofies. Uh,
Goofy.
Oof. Union
So
Federal
far as I can tell, that
Investigators.
seems to be how it's playing out, but
Okay.
time will
Well,
tell. I'd
time.
rather play it on the safe side for what might be the last thing we do.
If you could stop talking like that, that'd be great. I'd
I'm
really
talking
appreciate.
about last thing we do before we leave. It's your fault that you're in the
Oh,
down of the dumps. I
okay.
know I'm gonna survive.
Not if I shoot you in the face, jackass.
Yeah, them's fighting words. And
I
as they're
know.
like,
That's why I said
man, you're not even in prison and you're already aggressive. Damn.
it. I blame my nurturing environment. So,
Anyway, I think that'll be it.
Waylon, I don't know if I've ever asked this of you, but like, where's home for you?
Uh, you know where I sleep?
Uh-huh.
Pretty much that.
No, but I mean, like, what planet's home? Like, so I know my prison colony technically is my home, though I'm probably never going back there because it's been disbanded and isn't worth much
I
of anything.
I didn't really have one. I was a base brat. I was, parents hopped around in military from base to base to base. I went with them, so I didn't really have a place in particular to call home. It's kind of why I joined the army so quickly.
Fair enough.
So far as I'm concerned, any place that gives me something to do and a warm bed is pretty much home. Hopefully, by the time this all ends, I'll get one that moves around a lot less.
Oh, well, I guess we have that favor to call in.
Hmm.
So, I guess it's back to the lock.
Guess so. Let's go meet that foreman.
Du, 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 du. You guys get to the lock with relatively no combat, no nothing. Skies are much safer than they were 6 months ago. Um, and you guys land at the landing fields at the lock. Now you are greeted by a small plethora of yahoos. Uh, a older looking gentleman comes forward with a small, what looks to be laptop or something, and says, "Hey, did oh, what was her name? Do you remember?"
I don't.
We're gonna call her Phoenix because that's a great name. Phoenix sent you.
Yep, that's
Said you,
us.
says you might be needing some info and some stuff and some things, and I put together as much as I can on this laptop. So, on your character sheet, add resource knowledge.
Okay. Bonuses. There you are. Resource reserves, knowledge.
Okay. So, in this thing, it has a full layout of the currently known mines, the number of mine workers, the number of diggers, the number of transport stuff, and all the areas in the mine that has quote unquote gone dark, which by their definition just means there's no one currently digging in them, and they don't have any kind of surveillance.
Hmm.
It's
All
not
right.
it's not uncommon to have plenty of stuff, but you realize after looking at this big old map that there's about 30 miles worth of tunnels underneath this city.
That's a good thing we have a map now.
It is a good thing. Getting around all of them and getting lost is not an uncommon occurrence for crews that go down there without a map,
Well, that's
especially new
one
crews.
problem solved. That's one problem solved.
And she was saying you were concerned about the
Yup. The moles.
the moles. They've all been reporting online just fine. They're in their assigned spots. Uh, they, if it makes you feel better, they go about a mile an hour. Uh, even when they're not digging through rock. So, and all four of them are relatively deep into the mine, so it's not like even if they did take them over for some reason, they get to us anytime soon without any kind of warning.
Hmm. How sturdy are they? Just on the off chance. Humor me, if you will.
Um, well, I wouldn't. Their fronts are super heavily armored, and their tops are relatively armored from like falling debris and scraping through the tunnels that they're making and whatnot. Their back end has to be open so they can offload their ore that they process off as quickly as possible. So from the front, basically impenetrable. From the back, wide open chamber into a factory is the easiest thing to describe what it looks like.
Hmm. All right.
Definitely not
Thank you.
something I would use offensively, uh, unless I had to.
My thoughts exactly. All right. Thank you very much. This is going to be a fantastic help.
Good, good, good. I'm always happy to help a friend of the Baron. You know, I met him once when I was a bit younger. He was a good-looking man. Didn't know anything about minerals, but at least he was nice about it.
Yeah, I guess he knows well enough to leave things to the professionals.
Yes, yes, that has been a benefit of working with him for so long. Speaking of, did you hear what happened to his house?
I didn't.
Mm. Yeah, apparently in the first couple days of the bombing, when his son was commandeered, they blew it up in the smithereens. The psychos.
Hmm.
Which
Damn, I bet it was impressive.
from what I remember hearing about it, it was a pretty serious mansion. It was in the city capital. Yeah.
Hmm.
Wait, didn't you guys come from the city capital? I remember hearing something a long time ago or a few months ago about some mechs causing havoc and whatnot.
We
Uh,
were passing through it on a way through a mission, I believe.
really? Oh,
Not in the capital, but we saw what was remaining of there after everything was said and done.
oh, okay, yeah. Well, boys, not to be awkward, but is there anything else you need from me?
Mm, no, that's about it. Thank you very much. You've been a fantastic help.
Always happy to help the help.
You take care now.
I'll do my darndest.
That's all we can really do nowadays.
And he kind of awkwardly waddles off. Hex looks over to you and like, you alright over there?
Yep, I had that thought. And he's gonna look around really quick, and then he's gonna kind of glance back, and he's like, "Well, for one thing, I mean, you know, that whole last portion of the conversation. Uh, let's just keep that one on wraps.
Wait,
And
which part? I missed that. What are you talking about?
don't worry about it. Um, I have a feeling that the whole thing we weren't supposed to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the weird drill, right?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's a transport. What happens if they load things on to it and try to while we're on our way through?
Wait, you're saying what if they take off with the transport while we're trying to find it?
That, and what if they're actually have people in place to take some of the equipment that's down there, put it onto the transport, and then they use all those things in a very narrow area or with fairly little cover. That's those are all meant to eat through metal.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I can kind of imagine what it would do to mechs.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Plus, with the ship having a drill, and it might be small for a destroyer, but it's still big enough to fit four of these large mechs on, I'm imagining. Or at least a couple of them. What happens if they load that onto the drill, move it around, and they get into a position where it doesn't matter how fast it is? Not hard to imagine that with them being under there and drilling around as much as they are, they've made their own modifications to this. And he's going to hold up the map. This is accurate to what they know. This isn't accurate to what they have currently. They could have a couple hidden tunnels around.
I mean, yeah, except for that's an like a live echo scan. And I point at it.
Hmm. We don't really know what that ship is capable of. We just know what it does.
Right. I mean,
Not as-
that's a fair point. I guess if this echo scan was super accurate, it would be telling us where it's at, huh?
Hmm. Hence,
Wait.
my
So
worry.
so hold up, and I kind of look at the map for a second.
He's gonna offer it over so Hex can take it, and then he's gonna look over his shoulder.
So Hex is going to use his one of his abilities really quick. So I'm going to use my hacks or fix. So we're gonna
Can I add in to that my basic mining knowledge
sure.
to be able to kind of help along with that? I don't
Yeah,
know if it'll give you the +2 or whatever, but
I'll take that. I will roll at advantage. How about that?
so they're both kind of standing off to the side, chatting over things quietly, so nobody else can overhear them.
Hey, nat 20, baby. If we're in combat, I'll be doing hella
Woohoo!
damage.
I am
Uh,
helping.
yeah, because the other one was a 12, so much better roll. So 20 plus these 6 for the hacking. Um, as I tip tap away at the computer for a couple seconds, I rotate the sonic ping's direction.
Oh, so
Um,
instead of being pinging down, it's instead of being horizontally straight down, you're pinging to the side.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, and I clicked the right number I needed for the dice. So, uh, on a 1 in 3 chance, I picked the right cardinal direction to point the angle here. And just north of where all this is down there, there's a tunnel that kind of leads off by itself that connects to a wider area. And you see it update on the map as a small city's worth of tunnels down there.
See, what'd I tell you?
Yeah,
Seems
that's
like
that.
they're making their own little rat's nest.
Yeah. Well, and look, and as I point at the map, there's even an exit. Look right there. It's going up to the surface.
Do you think you can kind of map that with the topography and see where it is? The exit, I mean?
Uh,
Because that might become our entrance.
yes, I can. So, again, using the computer and whatnot, and calling upon Squawk. Squawk does some quick calculations and prints out a topographical map. And you'll notice, or remember, or your character will notice and remember, that that's about 4 miles away from where we fought the big giant thing. Which would explain where it came out of like nowhere from.
Makes sense. Makes a disgusting amount of sense. Did you see any other like in the map of the network, did you see any other exits or is it just that one?
I will check again. I will ping another direction to see if there's anything else. And so in the westward quadrant, no. And in the other quadrant, I'm gonna again use your advantage because that's a critical fail. That's not much better. 6 plus 6 is 12. Um, so as I look in the other one, like my access gets shut off from moving the thing and it resumes its original position. There's like a warning on the screen that says, "Please don't move the scanning. Please don't move the scanning." And it goes back into place, and I go, I think I broke it.
Yeah, we might get a complaint from that, but hey, I think the information we just got is well worth the no doubt lecture we'll get. Hopefully this time they'll actually bring snacks. I was hungry last time.
I was
What?
sleepy.
The hospital food's okay, but it doesn't fill you up.
Oh, don't I know?
Anyway,
So
so I
as
think
a
that's gonna become our entrance.
so we'll travel there. Do you want to try sneaking in? Use those some of our smaller mechs to get in there a little bit less detected than the Barbarossa.
Could do, or we could try and sneak in just on foot.
No,
Well, as close to on foot as possible.
okay, yeah. Let's put.
Drop in close on foot, and then we get into our stealth suits. Do you still have yours?
Of course,
You sure?
pretty sure.
That seemed almost reluctant.
I gotta look at my character sheet. No, I have my flexi suit.
Okay. All right. In that case, maybe a little
Though
preliminary
if we're
stuff.
doing stuff, I'll probably. Oh no, I'm gonna keep my mag clamps because the ground in there is
Metal.
mostly metal.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna say mag clamps and um, hold on. I'm gonna double check what
What kind of
gear we
armor?
can get.
We could switch to stealth hard suits.
That's what I'm saying. Did you have your stealth hard suit active?
No, but I can. Where that wouldn't be that crazy to go requisition one really quick.
Okay. Right.
What about weapons?
I'm
I got
gonna
my
grab a
axe and
smart
lasers.
scope so we can see things from far away as like a binoculars.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna grab a camo cloth and mag clamps.
Okay, I got mag clamps. I'm gonna stick with my flex suit, just in case things get bad down there.
Fair enough.
And
It's basically a still suit, yeah.
yeah, and then I'll do some data plating.
Okay. And then I will grab stealth hard suit.
Yep, stealth hard suit, medium AC, and heavy signature.
I've got a medium AC and medium melee or medium signature.
Okay.
All right. And now we are armed with knowledge and proper sneaky stuff.
Hopefully.
The camel cloth is mostly so I can kind of like cover the glare of the smart scope.
What
I'm
glare?
not gonna Battlefield 1 myself.
Side note: Hell Let Loose just came out on the Xbox Game Pass.
Worth you enjoying it?
It's okay. It's okay. My
It's a
first.
different kind of game.
It's so slow.
It is a very slow game.
Uh,
Unless you're repeatedly dying every 5 seconds and you have yet to kill someone, which is
yeah,
how I
that was
usually get played.
that's my that was my first game. I was trying to be a medic, and I just didn't know anything. So like, but second game, I played a tinker crew, and found people that were actually talking, and I was like, they know what they're doing. I'll just sit here and blow things up when I get a chance.
Yeah, I found out usually that just being patient in that game is the only way to actually do well.
Mm. Yeah, the one thing I didn't like about it was the you don't know when you kill somebody. You mean like you can look on your
Yeah, there's no hit
there's
marker.
yeah. There's no they're dead, good job, or they're down, good job. It's just they go down. The same thing with Squad. I just picked up Squad recently, uh,
Mm.
and that's just the same game but a modern version, and its graphics aren't quite as good. I want to get the Clone Trooper mod for it.
Oh yeah.
That'll be fun.
Well, then
But
if you just want even more complicated but like less sensical, you get like Arma. It like there's definitely tiers to these like military simulator games.
yes, I agree. So, side note, we are about at the hour and a half mark. Would you like to take a 5 minute break?
No, I'm good to keep going.
Okay, dokie. Then we will push forward until the 2 hour mark, and I will ask again. And then after that, we'll see. For the people watching, how long do you want to play tonight? We don't have to do a full 4 hour session since it's just two of us because we've done about.
I don't think we could make a full 4 hour session with just the two of us.
Oh, we
I
could.
mean,
I could talk forever, but no.
unless your viewers want to hear nothing but banter from the two of us, which we're very capable of doing, as all our tangents have just shown. But I don't know. I think just doing like a 2 hour like nice short session.
Okay, perfect.
We've already gotten a good deal, like more concise information than we have with just two people.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one complaint we have is we don't know what's going on in the story. You now know what's going on in the story, or at least you should.
You have had some character development. I went from murder gremlin to slightly less murderous gremlin who also has the personality of like I don't know,
Four
a
wet
very
paper
blunt
towels,
person. Eh,
one wet hammer.
I have the personality of a singular wet napkin. Not a paper towel. That's too much substance. Just a napkin.
just just one ass wipe.
Your
So
butt nut, sir.
so pushing into the excitement that is the game here. Um, we make our way to the entrance. For setting up stuff for next time, I'm going to say we take our mechs close enough to where they can be called in, kind of thing. And Squawk is going to have both mechs on basically standby. Do you have an NHP in yours that is?
I have two because I have a friend who NHPs, which is why I think Squawk hasn't punted me yet. Because I've said plenty of things that would make an NHP want to punt me. But
You
I
just
have two. I have the Asura and the Lucifer.
okay. So your NHPs are able to kind of keep your mech on standby as well.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine not to be able to pilot it elegantly as Squawk, but whatever's.
There's two of them. They're constantly bickering. They're like the two old men Muppets that just laugh at everybody on the top of the thing. Oh,
That one tried to run from the flame stick. Ah, the idiot. It went right up his would-be rear end. Fantastic. So, um, we get to the entrance. And it is very well hidden. If we didn't know exactly where this was, it would be super easy to miss. If we are flying over or running by, uh, but it's not small. Looking at it closer up, they've had to cover this with some kind of metal door placement, something or other, right? So there's something that opens and closes here, but it's very well disguised with the terrain. You also find a small human-sized hatch, not super far away, disguised in like a rock formation.
Well, we've got the doors there that are a mech. Explains how the spider thing got out. And I'm saying we take this one.
Okay.
I think it's the less noticeable of the two.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to use my act unseen or unheard as we are sneaking through the door, kind of thing. Do you have any special way of breaking through the lock, or are we just going to have to hope for the best? Ooh, total of 20.
Huh?
Total of 20 for my act unheard or unseen.
Oh, okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Um, Not in particular, unless we just want to grab one of the mechs and just pinch.
Again, we're trying to be sneaky here, and we don't want to like alert the guards. So, uh, after sneaking my way up to the door, I will try to uh break the lockdown essentially. Um. Oh, and I didn't bring my explosive.
Hacker fix, you can hack it wide open if you can, or disable and sabotage it.
Yeah, so we're gonna disable the lock basically.
Right?
Dun, dun, dun. 17 plus pluses. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It is done, as they say.
All right. Well, and then I think it's time we get a good look first and foremost at what exactly we're gonna be dealing with. And he's gonna slowly walk in, and he's also going to act unseen and unheard.
Okay. Roll your unseen unheard, as that is the important check for getting through this segment of the story.
All right. Rolling dice. Also, it probably, now wrapping camo cloak around him just to be ready, and little stealth heart suit.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Stealth thought on.
Yeah. I don't know if that would give any bonuses, but that is it's a plus 6? Yeah.
Mhm.
So 24?
Solid. Sneaky sneak. Both of us are just like the wind.
DM is tempting fate here.
Trying to. Gosh dang it. So, you guys continue on to the next segment, right? So you guys make it for about 30 minutes before you run into anybody. And there are two heavily armed guards standing next to what looks to be a requisitioned laser miner looking thing. And it looks to be cutting into a semi new entrance or home or something along those lines. So there's a crew on the vehicle, and there are two armed guards basically, kind of just standing and BSing around the vehicle.
He's kind of he's gonna wait a little bit until Hex is like next to him, and then he's gonna lean over and just like move past. Leave them. Like leave them be. We're going to move past. Right? Or try to sneak past.
Okay. I'm going to use one of my bond abilities and use the slip. You can instantaneously disappear from sight and reappear somewhere within 10 meters or so. You don't have to be able to see where you're going. So I pass them with no issue.
Yep. I'm going to use. I'm just gonna use act unseen and unheard.
Okay, make your roll.
So I don't necessarily have anything else. All right. Running again. Plus 6. That's a 22.
Yeah, no, not an issue whatsoever. They're too busy cutting whatever this thing out / BSing about their thing that they don't see either of us as we get on by with no issue whatsoever. So
Woohoo!
as we are sneaking around, though, there is more and more groups of guards. Luckily, all of them seem to be pretty relaxed. No one's freaking out. All that fun stuff. Go ahead and roll me a d6 and see how long it takes you to get to something important.
Do I need to put it into a 3
No, just
or
straight d6.
d6? 3.
All right. So, whew, sorry. So, about 3 hours into our snooping around down here, we've covered about 60% or so of what we think is down here. And to your chagrin, there is no moles anywhere down here that we found so far. So there is no big giant machines digging through things. But as we are enjoying that statement, we do see the beetle. It doesn't look like it's operating, but there is a pattern to all the tunnels. Kind of all things lead to Rome. And it is very apparent where this digger has been used comparatively to the smaller stuff. So most of the tunnels here are small, done by the small man groups and whatnot. Whereas the actual tunnel, like the entrance tunnel that we saw the mech get out of and all that fun stuff, was obviously dug by the beetle because it is 4 times the size of anywhere else. And it seems to be sitting at the deepest part of the dig out that also connects to the other mine. Or at least you assume it connects to the other mine because there's quote unquote fresh air flowing from that way. So, you see the beetle in front of you. And like described, it's a quadrupedal looking spaceship thingy. Almost like a sci-fi version of the UFOs, except for it's like an extended rectangle, or not rectangle, oval instead of a circle.
Weird looking thing.
Yep, you see at the backside where it's parked, it has a shield generator looking thing attached to its engine room and above its engines, or a couple of its engines, and above that looks to be some kind of ramp that leads into what you assume to be the hangar that the Fumi guy talked about.
All right. I'm basically going to look around and find a position like fairly a ways away and just kind of like motion for Hex to follow me.
You are in a stealth suit. I cannot see you.
Okay, well, I'm assuming we have very close range comms or something like that.
Yes, well, I'm wearing data plating, so.
All right, well, he's basically gonna say over them, it's just like, follow me. We're gonna go a ways away and get a good look at this from a distance.
Okay, so the only issue with getting too far away is how this thing is in place. There's not like a super big vantage point to spy on it.
No,
But you.
it's not like a vantage point. It's more a place where if they were to like observe it, they could be like out of the way.
Okay.
So like off to the side of the tunnel where it's like they're less likely to get stepped on or something.
Okay, yeah. Again, this thing's not on right now. It's.
Yeah, I'm just talking about like the wandering people who are like walking back and forth across the.
Okay, gotcha. So make one more unseen or unheard check.
Okay, rolling.
17 plus pluses. One more critical. 23 total.
15 plus pluses. That's also critical.
All right. So yeah, we are
21.
the super sneaky bros.
Heck yeah, we'll take it.
So what are we trying to do here while we're off in the corner?
What he's going to do is he's slowly like settling the camel cloak like basically like a shroud as he's like laying down. So he's going prone, using the camel cloak as again a shroud to over both like their head areas of their suits. And then he's pulling out the smart scope within the camel cloak, and they're gonna use that to peek further into the area
Okay.
because it's got a really good enhanced zoom. high resolution magnification up to 2 miles.
Yes. So,
So we're gonna use that to look into the hangar without having to approach.
okay. So as you look into the hangar of the ship, you see a small spaceship that looks to be locked into place. Like described, it's probably a 4 to 5 man crew ship, basically a transport vessel. Um, there are supplies and other armaments and weapons and munitions and all kinds of other stuff shoved in there. So it's definitely not a clean hangar, but there's no extra mechs or anything like that. Heck, you would even say you think you see like legitimate treasure or something along those lines.
Hmm. Fairly light. All right. He's gonna pass the smart scope over to Hex
Okay.
because they're both prone underneath the camo cloth.
Yep. Easy peasy.
So he's gonna let him like take a look at it, see if he spots anything else that Waylon hasn't seen.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. I'll read a situation and take a look at the members of people down here. Instead of observing the ship, I'm observing the people. 16 plus 4, so 20.
Woohoo!
With that straight up effect and the ability to spy from a distance, I'm able to tell you that these guys are packing up. Is the easiest way to describe what they're doing. They are not trying to dig more stuff. They are literally getting ready to go. So maybe those yahoos we saw earlier were doing some last minute mining, or maybe they're setting charges to cover their tracks or something. But these people look like they are packing up and trying to disconnect all the stuff that they had down here originally.
So we're on a time crunch.
Yeah, looks like it.
All right. So 2 ideas. I
Uh-huh.
have 2 charges with me.
Uh-huh.
We could try to set to delay them further, or we take what we know now, head out, and come back with mechs and our group.
Well, what if we remove the dangers from the civilians? Like, let them take off, and then we hit them in space. We'll have the Tempest Mori and its little buddy basically stop any major escape routes, and then we can have the crew jump in and goof them up with the mechs, or have a
That's
landing
more
as
what
well.
I'm worried about. They know we have things in space. Why are they leaving? They won't be able to
Well, maybe
unless they're
they're
gonna try and sneak out some way.
yeah. I mean, again, this is supposed to be a secret project, so there's probably not a lot of people that know about it. I mean, I wonder if the captain even knows about it. Is he even on the lookout for thing mission, or is he still just patrolling and wait for calling in airstrikes like he's been for the last couple months?
Now we could go in and report this to the other groups, and or we could go report it to the Men in Black, and from there make our decision.
That
All else fails, we know they're gonna have to come out through this end, because the only other way out is the end we're already watching.
well, this thing won't fit through the tunnels. I mean, I guess I don't know how. They said it digs through the planet super fast, but I assume that's for like regular crust stuff. It's
Hmm.
probably more heat resistant than diggy diggy. But then again, I don't know.
True.
I mean, we could always
Well,
try to get aboard the vessel and see what's on the inside. But like inside, and you could plant those charges on the inside and cause havoc that way.
mm, true enough. But me personally, I'd rather not risk it this close to the end.
Right, right. And I mean,
They
worst.
did say that they'll owe us one, but I don't necessarily want to stick my neck out for those guys. So it might be better to just do it while we have a better chance. So I say we head back and tell them, and then once they start making their move to try and leave, well, we know where they are now. So
Yeah, because I
we'll
mean,
just
honestly, if we dropped an orbit bomb, right? If we had the Tempest drop a something with a bit of oomph, it would goof up the actual lock itself. I think, especially with that connecting tunnel.
hmm
So
Well, they did say the entire place is it's basically all minerals, which means it's gonna be hard to shake too much loose with no loose dirt.
right. No, I was more worried about the energy force being directed into all those tunnels and murking the people that aren't expecting a fight, kind of thing.
True. Good news is, I mean, they're miles away from even the furthest point of the lock, and they don't have people going through there.
Mm,
Could
hopefully.
be as simple as keep everybody towards the front of the lock and bomb it, or straight up close it. Close the lock for a bit and drop something from orbit.
I don't know
Either
that.
way, I think it would be easier if we take out or leave with what we know. We now know where they are. We
Mhm,
know exactly where they are now.
mhm, mhm.
So we'll take this back to our secret friends, and they can do with it what they want.
Sweet. So that means we got to get back on the Tempest and bug the Fumi officer up there.
hmm We're gonna have to do it soon. I don't know how much they're packing up or how long it's gonna take them.
Would you like to read a situation to kind of get a guesstimation, or do you want me to do that?
Yes, let's read the situation. Or would you rather Hex read the situation? Because
I
Hex has
have a +4 in it.
yeah, I don't have any pluses in it, so
Okay, let me
Hex
do it
read the
then.
situation, and he's gonna give him the smart scope so he can see everything better. I don't know if that'll give him any
It
bonuses,
just
but
allows me to see people. Yeah,
yeah.
14 plus 4, 18 total. So not a crit, but still a good roll. Um,
I am going to use my the sun ability. So now all of your stuff gets you get increased effect.
oh, so instead of an excellent effect, it's even better. Take it.
Yep. Crits are crittier and successes are successful or
Okay, so yeah, with that, I can guesstimate that we have about 2 days before they leave.
2 days.
So it'll take us about 3 hours to get out of here. Probably another 2, 3 hours to get to the Tempest. Leaving us a day's worth of time to cause havoc before they are gone. Gone.
Yeah.
What do you think about
We
that?
spook them now and they fly the coop. So
Right.
yeah. Let's get moving.
All right. Make one unseen and unheard check as you retrace your steps.
Okay. Let's roll
Hmm.
this.
Glad I got a +6. 14 total for me.
Yeah, but with your son, that's still better.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Heck, I'm even going to burn one of my own inspiration points on myself to give myself an accuracy. Not
Woohoo.
much. One whole one extra.
Yeah, 15 is still, the
Better.
baseline for most difficult
You are
checks.
you are correct.
Um, so unseen and unheard, right? Yeah, okay, so 6 plus 14, dirty 20.
Nice. Okay, so the two of us, uh, the two of us make it through there with no problem whatsoever. Again, a couple hours later, we're back on the Tempest mooring, and we've contacted the Fumi officer, filled him in on all the stuff, and he is thoroughly annoyed that uh, it took him this long to get this information. Not necessarily our fault, just in general. And he gives us our commendations and says, "Hey boys, I got a bonus for you. You guys got some extra stuff here and now. So to finish off this session, since we have about 10 minutes left for the thing, I'm gonna do our last license level. Are you ready for that? Excited?
hell yeah.
Woo! Let's go!
I have now become a complete and utter monster.
Level up. Alright. That's exciting. 12. Alright, so one final upgrade to the stats here. Oof. I guess I'll just, because I've been using it the most, we'll upgrade our Rita situation. Maybe, if I can find it. There it is. Boom. Ta-da.
I feel like this is the most character development that Waylon has gotten in any session.
I feel like that's the truth.
I guess that's what happens when you have so many people. Can't really focus on them all too much individually. Especially when they're constantly changing. But, oh well. Let's add it to survival. Let's max that out. And then we get a boon. Not a boon.
Yes. I'm gonna take the
We
Space
get
Marine
another
sea
core
legs.
bonus.
See how that goes.
This
Those
is our third and final core bonus. What do I want? How scared do I want to be? The answer is I want to make God himself tremble in fear.
I'm maxing out my agility. So I finished with 6, 3, 2, 3.
I added a point into agility last turn, so I'm going to add this one into hull, actually.
Yeah, actually, do I want to take that off and give it to systems? So I have 5, 3, 3, 3. No, dang it, that's a hard choice. No, we're gonna. Yeah, no, we're gonna do that. Cause why does 14 not divide into 4? Who decided how many points we get? Ridiculous.
Yeah, you'd think so, huh?
I'm putting in an agility because I like the speed and evasion. I don't like getting shot.
I know I'm going to get shot, especially when I'm in melee, so I might as well.
All right, I'm gonna upgrade my Pegasus to full power. It now has
However, what I might have to do is I might have to change around my entire thing that I'm going with. For this final mission, it might not be a Tokugawa.
No way. Oh god, these are all the lessons of stuff.
Oh, what, for
For my
all the tech
horse.
things you get as like a horse
Yeah.
frames? Oh yeah, good fun. Good fun. That's why I don't in any campaign ever, I have never played somebody who can cast magic. I can't, I don't. I will irritate myself because I'm just like I gotta have the spell components. I'm just like I can't keep track of all of this. I just want to hit people, make people go boom.
The lessons of shaping. You may install an additional AI in your mech. If one enters Cascade or becomes unshackled narratively, the other one prevents it from taking control of your mech. You only lose control of your mech if both AI tagged systems or equipment enter Cascade. That's kind of fun, but
Yep. I picked that up. I picked that one up when I grabbed the Terashima blade. That's how I have the two in my mech.
yes. Well, because I have Squawk, and then I just picked up the ability to grab another one, so.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying this is how you got to do it. That and I have the companion, so NHPs tolerate me.
Wait, which one's, what's that from?
I think it's a basic one. Hold on, let me go to the new.
Is that a bond or is that a?
It's a recent one I picked up. It's a talent. It is the not bonded.
I like
Where
how
are
if you look
you?
at my stats, they're all zeros because I never recorded any of them accurately.
Yeah. Blame ComCon.
It's okay. I'm not stressed about it. So I have the Technophile.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, okay.
Bu- 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 bu.
So you got the student class NHP, or you just got the first level? All right, to my Mac to upgrade the Mac and see what all I can do with it.
Yeah, it's the. I went up to the student class.
Nice.
Or actually, no, it's the servant class.
So if we look at our main weapons here, smart gun, auto gun here. It is. Range 15, 3 damage. Weapon can't make normal attacks. Instead, you attack with its free action at the end of your turn. It does not benefit from your trigger or talents.
The only reason I'm thinking I might have to go for the non-Tokugawa is the fact that they said that this thing was heat resistant. The beetle is resistant to heat. Oh, golly gee, I wonder what I'm very good at. Definitely setting things on fire. No wonder what happens there. But hey, at least I know that now. So instead, I'm just gonna charge him repeatedly, because Nelson don't care.
Nelson don't care. All right, I'm getting rid
Nelson
of
do not care.
things here. So let's get this.
Gonna put that on you. Terashima Blade. Actually, how much do I have? Mech Hanger. Nelson. If there's one thing I know for real, the random mech name it gave me is a callback to Metal Gear Rising.
Nice.
It's the only thing I know for real. You know what? I'm not even bad about that. That's fantastic. Oh man. All right, my heat cap is not bad. Oh wow, it's actually really not bad. Huh. Same for everything else. I get a flex mount and then a
Alright.
main op. So
I got the auto gun, I got the smart gun, and I got the mimic gun.
Oh, and I have the flex. So main weapon is going to be you. So I'm bringing the Terashima blade in. Gotta bring the Terashima blade in. Yeah.
Alright.
All right, so I'm gonna be charging people and hitting very, very hard.
I'm gonna just shoot 27 times.
Once a round after you boost, the next melee attack it's 1d6. Yay.
Alright, so I got this new NHP. What should we call this new NHP? It's the
Well, what is the NHP type?
Sisyphus class.
Is that the... I don't
Roll
know what that does.
bin probability. Roll 2d20 and note the results, X and Y. These numbers are lost at the end of your next turn. Gain probabilistic cannibalism reaction until the start of your next turn. Twice per round. You or any other character within the sensors roll a d20. Choose the effect. Choose X or Y. That number immediately becomes the result of the roll. This reaction can be used no more than 2 times before the start of your turn. So basically, I'm a wizard, Harry.
Oh, you've just become a divination wizard.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
I mean, I'm
It's
like
twice a round too. Oh god. Hey, look, I rolled a nat 20. Hey, look, I rolled a nat 1. No, you rolled a nat 1.
It's gonna hit you. No, it's not. Don't worry about it. Especially because I got the mimic gun. So when
Yeah.
I provoke the mimic gun for it.
Do you have Gorgon systems?
No, I didn't take any Gorgon stuff. I am all
Oh, I was about to say, with
Sisyphus.
Gorgon's ability to get additional reactions,
Yeah, no.
on top of getting the Sisyphus, that would
Mm-mm.
mean you just
Just
you
no.
become the ultimate defense. You're
Just
just like, hey, look, not only did you not hit, I am now shooting you.
yeah, no.
How dare you attack anything? It's like the polar opposite of the Tortuga. The Tortuga is like, oh, stay near me, I will become your shields. The Gorgon is um heavy defense. Well, we'll say there's like defense, and
Yes.
then there's angry
Yeah,
defense.
that's we played with two of them. Playing with two Gorgons was ridiculous early on. Is all I gotta say. All right, so we are at the 2 hour mark, and since it's just the two of us, we're gonna cut it short here. I think it's a good time to call it. For
Yeah,
those
I
of
think
you watching, thank you
perfect.
guys so much for watching. This is our second to last session. So our last session is going to be a combat wombat. Test out the new guns and things, probably in
We
space.
go roll everything out. I'm
Um,
gonna be here.
and I'll be here, so at least we'll finish with the two originals. If we can
We
get
go and finish with the 2 OG crew.
if we can get Snail and Vlad or anyone else that shows up for the last session, well, it'll be
Yep.
great. And then after that,
Who
we'll probably
knows?
take
Hopefully, we'll have a
a
couple.
bit a bit of a break. Probably after Comic Con, we will be starting our next
Hey,
uh game. That or we'll start ahead of time. We will start putting out feelers for groups and games and all that fun stuff after this is completely over and we don't got to worry about it. Because if next week no one can show up and it's just me, I'm not going to be playing the final session by myself because that would be silly. Uh,
unless I get hit by a car, I'm gonna be here. You can't get
yeah,
rid of me.
yeah, exactly,
You've
exactly.
been trying to get rid of me this entire campaign. I'm still here.
You can't kill
You can't
Waylon.
get rid of the flaming cockroach. It's just setting everything else on fire. Oh, I'm honestly tempted to go Enkidu and just try to rip things apart, but if it goes bad, I will rip my own friendly teammates apart.
Just tear him up, boys. All right.
It's
Well,
like Sekhmet. It doesn't care. It just wants violence.
so thank you guys for watching. We will see you all in a couple weeks. Check out the podcast next week, and then next Friday, and then this coming week. There's nothing super special. So thanks for go check out the YouTube channel to see Jake from yesterday. For your 10% off code for the month, it's Wild907, Wild907, and I made sure that was fixed yesterday, so it is good to go. Speaking of things that were fixed yesterday, we got some new stuff and things. I posted a video about it in our Discord. If you're in our Discord, go check it out. If you're not in our Discord, there's links all over this place, so please come and find us, come join us, come hang out. And with adventure in mind, have a wonderful time. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, there's music. I gotta play music. Ah!